Hello Internet, welcome back to another episode of Pokemon White version. In the last episode, we made it here to White Forest and talked about everything that's possible to do here, as well as its sister location in Pokemon Black. Pokemon Black City? No, Black City. This time, we're going to be heading out to one of our two final areas in the entire adventure. Route 15. I want to head down first. My notes say to use strength here in order to get an item that I want to get. I should spray repel. Ugh. This isn't the time when I have to go over the Pokemon, Firo. Go away. I'm gonna spray a repel real quick. And, you know, while I'm at it, I'll turn on the dowsing machine. Nothing wrong ever with doing that. I was supposed to push this rock down one more space. And now I have to fight this Pokemon Ranger. Great! You know what? Before we do all the talking about the stuff on this route, let's just fight all the trainers on the route, and then I'll speed that up and go over the Pokemon. That's what we've done for the past few routes, and it's worked out pretty well, so let's just do that now, since I'm already fighting them. Firo is a fast physical attacker. It can learn Drill Run now. That's all I can say. It's outclassed by a lot of Pokemon this far into the game. Marowak, holding a Thick Club, hits for ridiculous damage. Its attack gets doubled with that held item. Boomerang is also decent, hitting around things like Sturdy thanks to it being a multi-hit attack, same with Substitute. And it can also use Double Edge instead of Return thanks to its ability being Rockhead. Its speed is bad, but play around that, and it can obliterate pretty much anything. Kangaskhan isn't a huge deal yet. It can hit ghost types with normal moves thanks to its ability Scrappy, it gets Stab Fake Out, and it's a good user of Sucker Punch. It can also know Outrage when caught, which is cool, but having Dragon type coverage on a non-Dragon type isn't usually super necessary. Especially on a normal type, I think most people would rather have other types of moves, but it's still interesting that Kangaskhan gets access to Outrage, and it's a decent move just to fill in a moveset. Pupitar. Slap on an Eviolite and use Earthquake. That's all you can really do with this thing. But at level 55, it evolves into Generation 2's answer to Dragonite, Tyranitar. Tyranitar is a monster. Great moves, a great ability, a great offensive type that takes advantage of its ability, and a great user of both physical and special attacks. This has always been one of my favorite Pokemon in terms of usage. I used to use it competitively back in Gen 6, and if it came up sooner, I would easily have used it over Excadrill. Mankey is the Swarm encounter here. It evolves in one level into Primeape, and no further than that. No further than that. Anger Point can be a fun ability when it can actually use it, which isn't often because it won't very often survive a critical hit. But it's just a pretty decent U-turner with good use of with a good fighting and rock type moves. Other than that, there's really not much to say about it. Alright, that was some decent training. Now that I'm finally done, I can actually move this rock properly into place in order to get an upgrade. If you trade a Porygon 2, or a Porygon holding this, it will evolve into Porygon 2, and then if you trade that Porygon 2 holding a Dubious Disc, it will evolve into Porygon Z. Porygon 2 and Porygon Z are actually more equal than they are evolutions of one another. Porygon Z is a better attacker, while Porygon 2 is better at tanking. I'm going to spray another Repel because I do not trust this Tall Grass for a second, and we've already gone over the Pokemon that can appear here. I just sprayed one. I don't know what I'm doing. I was trying to turn the dowsing machine back on, I think. Get TM09 Venoshock here. This is a 60 power special poison type move that does more damage if the target is poisoned. It pairs well with Toxic, but it's sort of a very situational move. Max revive up here. That's good, I ran out of those fighting Cynthia. I know a lot of people don't like using items like max revives that you only get one of, but I don't know. In that battle, it felt like I had enough of a chance of winning with the use of them that, like, whatever. The rest of them I just used because I didn't want to go all the way back to a Pokemon Center. Anyway, pretty sure that's all the possible hidden items here, so let's head in here. After reading the sign, we should know what we're walking into first. Poké Transfer Lab. What's Poké Transfer? Come find out. Okay. Hi, hello. You came here. That means you're a visitor? Huh? No? You came all the way here? Ah, you're a trainer. Are you in the middle of your journey? Ah, this is your trainer card. What? You have all the gym badges? Great, you may be able to... Professor Park! Quick, quick! Oh, there you are! Professor, do you have a minute? I think you do. Listen, this kid is a trainer who has all the gym badges. All of them! I am sure this trainer can operate it. I have told you many times. This invention is great indeed, but without a professional trainer... What? You have the gym badges? All of them? Fantastic! Fantastico! Yahoo! Yippee! Wahoo! Professor Park is voiced by Chris Pratt. He's so cool. What a great day! Great! Unbelievable! Hi, I am Professor Andrew Park. You, White, are you willing to participate in an ambitious experiment that will make history? This device is called Poké Transfer. It connects blah 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 called DS system, meanwhile, blah blah, of molecules, and then, while evoking, blah blah. Ergo, energy particles will, blah blah. And of the frequency, as you see, with faraway Pokemon, the alpha waves, blah blah. Following which, reach convergence, blah blah. Spectacular results! To put it more simply, if you use this device, you may be able to bring Pokemon here from other regions. But just for safety's sake, the Pokemon you're transferring shouldn't be holding anything, so make sure to take their items first. So, you're a fantastic Pokemon trainer. Will you participate in the great experiment of the century? You need 2 DS systems to use Poké Transfer. We will conduct the experiment with another DS, is that okay? I'm not doing this. If you decide that you want to play with Poké Transfer sometime, you're welcome to come back and ask me. This is the way you can transfer Pokemon from Pokemon Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Diamond, Pearl, or Platinum to Pokemon Black and White. I want to thank Chugga Conroy for the footage because he can actually show this. You can use this to transfer Pokemon in groups of 6. They cannot be holding items, they cannot know any HMs that are for Unova, though Whirlpool and Defog are fine since those are not HMs in this region. Eggs and Spiky-Eared Pichu cannot be transferred, because unfortunately Spiky-Eared Pichu is just considered a completely separate species from regular Pichu in Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. There's a dumb little mini-game required to transfer Pokemon here. You have to aim the crossbow thing to catch all the Pokemon within the time limit to transfer them. I sucked at this thing when I was a kid, and I almost wish I was playing on real hardware. Well, I am, but I almost wish I was playing in a way where I could actually do this. Just so I could see how much better I do now. To make up for the fact that I can't show this, I have transferred a Giratina, Shaman, and Deoxys through PK Hex. This was done ahead of time, so right now I don't need to worry about this. We're going to go ahead and get Ditto in our party, though. The one we caught all the way back at the Giant Chasm. Because we have a use for it coming up. Out the battle box. I almost spoiled something. Alright. Now that we've got Ditto, we'll be showing what those Pokemon that I transferred through PK Hex are for later. I will show that they are here in a couple minutes here, probably, but for now, let's talk to this lady in this trailer. By any chance, have you caught a Pokemon called Ditto? I would be very happy if you would trade my Rotom for your Ditto. Let's do it. My heart is beating so fast! Okay, let's trade. Goodbye, Ditto. You caused me too much suffering in Scarlet and Violet. And, in return, we receive Rotom, who has been reduced to a Pokemon you can get in an in-game trade, but at least Eeks is a cute name. Thank you very much. Please treat my Rotom with love. I will also take good care of the Ditto that you traded to me. Alright. Now that we have Ditto, or Rotom, rather, let's talk about it. Rotom is a fast user of Shadow Ball and Thunderbolt. That's everything. Now, we're gonna go ahead and fly to Opelucid City. And immediately leave Opelucid City, because we're actually headed for Shopping Mall 9. Here we are, with the funky remix of the Pokemart theme. We talked to the janitor in the storage room. Mountain of cardboard. They're all full of electronics we can't sell anymore. They're just going to waste. I wonder if someone can put them to good use. The lore behind Rotom is that it's a ghost that inhabits electronic devices. Rotom would like to investigate the motors of the electrical appliances. That's okay. We're gonna choose the washing machine because it's objectively the best Rotom form. Eeks entered the motor. Eeks is trying to learn Hydro Pump. Let's go ahead and let it. This moveset, I honestly, personally just want to get rid of Substitute. That's not great on a Pokemon like Rotom. Eeks is holding a Max Elixir. That's cool. So, if we check Rotom now, we will see that it's changed forms. The microwave will teach Rotom Overheat, the washing machine obviously teaches Hydro Pump, the refrigerator will teach Blizzard, the electric fan teaches Air Splash, and the lawnmower teaches Leaf Storm. If you change Rotom to another type after doing this, the move it learned will simply be replaced. It will also change form completely. The appliances also change type entirely in this generation, which is new. It didn't happen in Gen 4. Wash Rotom sees competitive use constantly due to its great typing, its ability being Levitate, which pairs well with its typing, its move availability. The only thing that really burns for any of these forms is that Fan Rotom still has Levitate and a weaker base power move than the rest of the forms. But overall, Rotom is such a good Pokemon due to its ability. Its typings are almost always great, especially this one. It gets fantastic moves like Thunder, Hydro Pump, Shadow Ball. It's just a very good Pokemon for getting things... it's sort of a great Pokemon just to fill a slot in a team if you're ever unsure of what you want to do. I love Rotom. I hope there is a game in the future that I Let's Play where I could actually use it on the main team, because it's just so cool. Next, I want to fly to Lacunosa Town. And head into the Pokemon Center. Now recall that one of the Pokemon I transferred was Shaman. Shaman. You will see that it says Fateful Encounter if it is a Shaman that can be used for what I'm about to show. This means that this Shaman has to be obtained through either a mystery gift in Pokemon Platinum or through the Oak's Letter event in Pokemon Platinum. If this Shaman was obtained through the Oak's Letter event in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, it will not work for this because there was no legitimate way of doing that event in the original Diamond and Pearl. It was only distributed in Platinum. With Shaman in our party, let's talk to this lass. Oh, Shaman! When it comes to Shaman, Gracidia flowers are important. It's Gracidia. I'm not gonna call him Gracidia. I have a lot of Gracidia flowers, so let me share one with you. For some reason, it plays the Zek Lightstone or Darkstone animation for this. Since early times in Sinnoh, people made a bouquet of Gracidia flowers to give someone to show their feelings of appreciation. Isn't that interesting? By giving a Gracidia bouquet, you don't have to say a word, and someone will know how grateful you are. Quite a delightful custom. True. Now, if we use this Gracidia on Shaman, Shaman will change into its sky form. Sky form gets a worse defensive typing, but is significantly stronger overall. The main drawback here is it can only transform into its sky form during the day, and it will change back if it gets frozen. The likelihood of you ever seeing Shaman get frozen from an ice-type move and not just being knocked out is incredibly low, but that is how it works, so... You can only use Skyform during the day and on a Shaman that is not frozen. Serene Grace is a great ability too. I'm not going over Shaman because there's almost no way you have legitimately obtained one, but hey, this is something you can do if you somehow have access to a Shaman. I say somehow, but like if you're playing the way I have been, you have access to, like, you know, PK Hex. Also, here's Giratina, and here's Deoxys. This Deoxys is actually an event from Pokemon White version 2. I'll take that Life Orb. Yeah, so there was no distribution for Deoxys in the original Pokemon White. I know there were in Platinum, but I wanted to look for Pokemon White, and for some reason when I set the filter to Pokemon White, it showed me a bunch from Pokemon White 2 instead. I'm pretty sure this Deoxys is actually Japanese. Yeah, look at that original trainer. But we have a level 100 Deoxys now. We'll show what this is for later. Actually, you know what? We'll show what this is for now. Totally not because my notes say to and I just didn't read that far ahead. If we head to the Nacrene City Museum / gym and go up to this meteorite, Deoxys is reacting to the meteor. Let's bring it closer. Deoxys is changed to have superior stats for attacking. If we do it again, superior stats when defending. If we do it again, increased speed. Deoxys can change among 3 types, and depending on its form, it will either have higher attack and special attack, HP defense and special defense, or speed. It's a small thing, it doesn't even have an animation for changing form, but this is something you can do. There are uses for all 3 of its forms. I'm pretty sure the defensive form is the one that's more frequently used, but, you know, you can do what you want. I want to check its stats and its attack form because I know they're ridiculous. It is almost 400 for base attack. It also gets a signature move Psycho Boost, of course. It's a fantastic Pokemon. Again, not going to be going over it because it's not something you can legitimately obtain, but it's pretty cool. With that, that is everything on Route 15 and the related stuff we can do with Poketransfer other than Giratina, which we'll show soon. Next time on Pokemon White version, we'll visit the last new place in all of Unova, Marvelous Bridge. See you guys then.